Welcome to Tea and Mystics. Today I am sharing how I am slow reading two books that I will keep with me throughout the year while I am sipping on some really lovely calming herbal tea from Citizen Tea. Have you ever found that there's maybe a bit too much gamification in our lives? Everything has to be tracked and you have to keep goals for everything. And I was finding that reading was definitely something that was starting to fall too much under that gamification way of approaching things, which can make us just sort of hurry through books more than allowing ourselves to really absorb them, to go over passages again, or to just really take our time with the works to allow ourselves to sort of mull over what we're reading and not just rush through it to get to the next book. At least that's something that I find can happen to me. So as I previously mentioned in another video, I'm slowly reading this wonderful book, Winters in the World, A Journey Through the Anglo-Saxon Year by Eleanor Parker. And I just stopped right before the start of spring within the book. So I'll probably pick it up again once Candlemas has passed, or maybe even moving more into when we're a little past Easter, or I haven't decided when I'll pick it up, but I'll pick it up again before spring starts. I like to read about the year a little bit ahead of the next season, but I'm really enjoying it, and I think I'm reflecting more on the celebrations and the literature that she shares within the pages of her book when I'm taking my time with it, as opposed to if I just read it all in one sitting. I think I wouldn't remember things and maybe see how I could incorporate some of it into my life if I had read it just in one sitting. Next up, I'm sort of keeping with that theme of ancient literature. I'm slowly reading this book that is The Golden Legend, Readings on the Saints. It's a translation of a text that was actually hugely popular in the late Middle Ages, and the book itself, it also follows a calendar year of telling stories of different saints, the saints that are decided to be included in this book. And again, it's quite a large book, and it's an interesting look back at history and how they interpreted saints' lives at that time. So I'm really slowly taking my time with it. I try to maybe read a passage on a certain saint's day when I remember the day. I don't even always remember it, so it may be a book that takes me even more than the year to get through, because I'll probably have to go back and forth, but just really delving into it bits at a time when I can. And again, I find that definitely a much better way for me to approach the book, as opposed to just trying to sit down and read it from start to finish in, one go, because it would just sort of meld all the information into one, and I think it would get jumbled in my head and I would become maybe befuddled. So taking my time with reading it. So trying to approach more of a slow reading approach to some specific books that I have for this year, while I am also just reading other works more start to finish in one go. So as I mentioned at the top of the video, I am currently sipping on some calming tea. It's an herbal tea from Citizen Tea. It's just something I really felt I needed today, because just had a little bit of an anxious energy about myself, and I definitely highly recommend this calming blend tea from Citizen Tea. It's really lovely for it to have during the day or in the evening if you just sort of want to settle yourself down a bit to prepare before bed, but enough before bed where you don't have to worry about it waking you up at night to have to go to the bathroom. Thanks so much for spending time with Tea and Mystics. Cheers!